What if I told you that the world's first computer wasn't built in Silicon Valley? It was built more than 2,000 years ago, and it was discovered at the bottom of the sea. Hidden inside an ancient shipwreck was a machine capable of predicting eclipses, tracking planets, and performing calculations centuries before such technology should have existed. Today, many experts call it the world's first computer. But if that's true, what else has history forgotten? The story begins in 1900. A group of Greek sponge divers were sailing across the Mediterranean Sea when a violent storm forced them off course. Seeking shelter near a small island called Antikythera, they waited for the weather to improve. One diver, Elias Stadiatis, decided to explore the waters below. Wearing a heavy diving suit and copper helmet, he descended into the darkness. What he saw terrified him. At first, he believed the ocean floor was covered with bodies. Human figures appeared scattered across the seabed, frozen, motionless, watching from the darkness. Panicked, he returned to the surface. But when more divers descended, they discovered the truth. The figures were not bodies. They were ancient statues. And surrounding them were coins, jewelry, pottery, and the remains of a Roman-era shipwreck that had rested beneath the sea for nearly 2,000 years. As recovery operations continued, hundreds of treasures were brought to the surface. Massive statues, beautiful artwork, rare artifacts. The discovery attracted worldwide attention. But the most important object wasn't the gold. It wasn't the statues. In fact, nobody even noticed it. Among the treasures was a small bronze object covered in corrosion. Broken, damaged, worthless. Or so it seemed. Researchers focused on more impressive discoveries, while the strange bronze object sat quietly inside museum storage. Years passed. Then something unexpected happened. Cracks began appearing in the corrosion, and hidden inside those cracks were gears, perfectly cut gears, interlocking gears, mechanical gears. And suddenly everything changed. The discovery created an enormous problem. Machines like this were not supposed to exist in the ancient world. According to accepted history, technology this advanced would not appear again for more than 1,000 years. Yet the evidence was impossible to ignore. Decades later, scientists used advanced X-ray imaging technology to look inside the mechanism. What they discovered shocked them. More than 30 precision gears, complex mathematical relationships, astronomical calculations. Researchers realized the machine could predict eclipses, track lunar cycles, and model the movement of celestial bodies across the sky. The conclusion was astonishing. The Antikythera Mechanism functioned as an analog computer, more than 2,000 years before modern computing. Ancient engineers had somehow created a machine capable of processing information through mechanical movement, and suddenly, history looked very different. But the biggest mystery isn't how the machine worked. The biggest mystery is why the technology disappeared. Machines this sophisticated do not appear out of nowhere. They require generations of knowledge, generations of experimentation, generations of scientific progress. So where did that knowledge go? Some historians believe the Antikythera Mechanism may be the last surviving piece of a forgotten scientific tradition, a tradition lost through wars, disasters, and the collapse of ancient civilizations. If that's true, the machine is more than an artifact. It's evidence that humanity may have forgotten far more than it remembers. For more than 2,000 years, the Antikythera Mechanism rested silently beneath the Mediterranean Sea, waiting, hidden beneath darkness, protected by time. Empires rose and fell, civilizations disappeared, wars reshaped the world, yet somehow the machine survived. And when humanity finally rediscovered it, it delivered a message from the past. The people who came before us may have been far more advanced than we ever imagined. If one machine could disappear for 2,000 years, how many others never made it back to us? How many discoveries were lost? How many inventions vanished forever? And if history forgot something this extraordinary, what else are we still missing? Subscribe for more forgotten mysteries, lost civilizations, and ancient discoveries that continue to challenge everything we think we know. Fade to black.